Okay, so this is the legend, right? He's lured to a palace, fed cakes and wine, packed with enough cyanide to kill a horse, but nothing happens. So they beat him, they stab him, they shoot him, and he still gets up. They finally have to shoot him again and dump his body in a frozen river. It's an incredible story, makes him sound like a superhuman monster. But, and this is crucial, you have to remember who told us this story, the killers themselves.
Yeah, great story. But then you look at the science, at the actual autopsy report, and the whole thing just falls apart. The legend describes this chaotic, panicked, drunken attack. The autopsy, though, it found 3 very precise gunshot wounds. The final shot, the one that killed him, was a clean shot right to the forehead. This doesn't look like a messy murder by a bunch of panicked aristocrats. No, this looks like a professional execution-style hit.
So, if it wasn't just a clumsy plot by Russian nobles, who else was in that cellar that night? Well, the evidence starts pointing in a truly shocking direction, towards British intelligence.
Forensic analysis, both then and more recently, strongly suggests that the kill shot, the one to the forehead, came from a very specific type of gun, a .455 Webley revolver. Now, why does that matter?
Well, here's the kicker. The .455 Webley just so happened to be the standard issue sidearm for British officers at the time. And guess what? We now know for a fact that a British intelligence agent, a man named Oswald Rayner from MI1C, which was the early version of MI6, was not only a friend of the conspirators, but he was right there, at the palace, on the very night of the murder. The connection is pretty hard to ignore.
So this whole thing gets reframed. It wasn't about saving Russia from a mad monk. As one historian put it, this was one of the most brutal and ruthless incidents in the entire history of Britain's Secret Service. But that just leads to the biggest question of all. Why? Why would the British government want a Russian mystic dead?